Previously on The Insurance Apprentice.
Anyone can get eliminated.
Going like a dark horse.
We have a massive crisis on our hands.
And if it does annoy me,
he doesn't know what's going on.
Everyone knows that there might be a vote. I'm in there with trust issues.
I will form an alliance.
Time is your enemy.
If it goes down to a vote, where are you leaning towards?
I'm walking around with a big X on my back.
You're sounding a little bit like a politician right now.
no longer a friendship sort of thing.
They will delete the losing team.
Which side are you on here?
Kiba, you'll be very disappointed with the answer that you just gave.
That's like taking a dagger.
We might be the losing team.
I had high hopes and they were shattered.
Do I protect myself?
I can't do the voting thing.
You enter this competition by yourself and you will certainly leave by yourself.
There was a disagreement in front of us.
Our presentation today was an absolute show. These countries.
Sorry, where is Keba?
Hello and welcome to The Insurance Apprentice. I'm your host, Nondutsugo Mhlungu. We're 6 weeks in and the search for the ultimate representative of the insurance industry continues. This episode is brought to you by the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, a dedicated market conduct regulator that was established to protect financial customers by ensuring that they're treated fairly by financial institutions. The remaining contestants have shown grit, confidence, and brilliant insurance expertise. However, only 3 contestants will be moving on to the finale by the time the credits roll. Who will rise to the occasion and whose pursuit of becoming the insurance apprentice will not meet compliance requirements?
I'm feeling proud. I made it into the top 4.
You know, I'm happy, but then I'm nervous. Going against 4 people, 25% chance of getting into the final.
I'm feeling really excited to be here. A lot less nervous today than I was in any of the other days.
I'm feeling excited. I made it to the top 4. It's a great achievement from 154.
How I feel I stand out amongst my fellow contestants, what I've been able to exhibit is practical examples. And if I can bring that across during the presentation, I might actually be able to bring it home.
I have a story to tell. It'll come down to the final nail at the end of this week's challenge.
Strategy for this week is just to give everything, absolutely the last bit of reserves that we have.
The only thing I can do is bring my A game. That is it. People are gonna be eating each other up, so I was like, bringing my daggers.
It's finally here.
Yeah.
Top 4.
Yeah.
After so many weeks of just coming in and grinding.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm nervous. Individual task today. There's no vote today. There's no throwing anyone under the bus.
We can all be proud, if anything.
Yeah.
Making it to the top 4 is not an easy feat, but I'm just worried about today's task though. The strategy for this week is to do well in the presentation. It is to listen to the brief and ask as many questions as is possible, so I can memorize every aspect of it and make sure that I deliver it fluently.
I'm actually very excited about it. I think it's the first time in all these weeks that I've actually been looking forward to a challenge. My strategy for this week is to just do my best. I think I should just compete with myself and see how far I can push the envelope.
Yeah, but look, if a vote comes, you know, we'll obviously have to sit, look, and the strategizing, I suspect. But we won't know until the last minute. That's always a situation where it comes to this sort of thing.
I think alliances played a very important role in last week's challenge. When it came down to a situation, if there was going to be another vote, it was best to be prepared. But if I can tell you something, in my plotting of alliances, I actually did think, what if there is a vote on the last day?
Guys, look,
Guys, what's to form an alliance now?
I don't think there are any more alliances, but last week there was definitely a question mark as to whether they would vote again.
Great stuff, guys. Good luck for today, and may the best men win.
Top 4? Top 4.
Top 4.
Great stuff.
Cool. Cheers.
Welcome back. I think you already know you can give yourself a pat on the back for making it this far in the competition. This being the 10th year, if we look back at the winners, up until now we've had 5 women win the title, and of course the inevitable today will be that the 10th person will be a male, so it'll be perfectly even by the end of the day. I'd like to thank Old Mutual Insure for the studio for this one last time this season, and of course Standard Bank Insurance, who've been looking after us by providing accommodation. The FSCA, who's been supporting this show since its inception, has a reputation for having one of the more difficult tasks of the week. And I want to thank Mahompi Rapasha for being with us here again. It's not his first time on the panel with us.
Thank you.
And yeah, we really look forward to hearing about the task. So over to you, Mahompi.
Thank you, Simon. Good morning, contestants. Very happy to be back again. Our task today, when you get it, you'll realize that it is around outstanding payments to financial customers. You are going to view yourself as an employee of the FSCA, where you have to come up with a solution that the FSCA can actually apply to ensure that there are fair outcomes to financial customers. So it is an interesting task, and I really look forward to the solutions that you will be proposing to me and to the FSCA as a whole. Thank you, Sam.
Thanks, Mahompi. Of course, there are no teams today. These are individual preparations. So you'll all have 2 hours to prepare your presentation. You'll also have some individual time with Mahompi, where you may ask him for further clarity on the task. Good luck to all of you. I'll see you back here later.
Isn't it wonderful what financial institutions can give us? Long walks on the beach, a new home celebratory victory dance, a sense of achievement before you've even braided any hair. Whatever this is.
What?
And the assurance little Jimmy will get his degree for a tiny investment fee.
I'm sorry, who are you?
We are the FSCA. We make sure that fair customer treatment is at the center of what financial institutions do for you. The FSCA. Be empowered, be alert, be safe.
Top 4, feeling very awesome, but I know this is not going to be an easy one. I don't underestimate my competition. I don't want to be caught off guard or by surprise.
I feel nervous about our presentation task today because it requires knowledge on a lot of regulation as far as the insurance industry is concerned.
I'm most worried about not nailing the brief 100%. I do think I can deliver my ideas fluently enough.
It really is a difficult task and requires some intimate knowledge on the FSCA's workings.
Hi, Mahompi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
So the task that you gave us today, how would you like us to structure this?
What I'm interested in is really a practical solution that the FSCA can actually apply to resolve the problem that we are facing.
There's just a fine thread that I need to find, which I'm kind of missing. Can the FSCA be in a position where they apply for an interdict should the insurer refuse to follow a directive?
I'm sure you're probably aware that there is the Financial Services Tribunal, so even before the matter goes to court, it has to go to that tribunal.
I'm worried if they ask the technical questions as far as the specific acts or whether those solutions that I'm proposing are in fact practical. I wanted to basically find out, how do we institute our directive?
I think you got to go into detail on that and ensure to us how that is going to be a practical solution.
The strategy that I'm going to use today is mainly about treating the clients fairly while this dispute goes on.
With the FSCA, how much power does it have to enforce curatorship?
There are a number of powers that are available, but remember, the decisions of the FSCA can always be challenged by the key individual or the individual concerned. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
If the FSCA wanted to enter a civil suit, they would rather go to the tribunal before entertaining that.
The FSCA can approach the tribunal. It has to be taken to the tribunal by a party.
I'm pleased that we are currently working separately, but I'm also concerned about it because some of the times, we were able to back each other up.
Working as an individual in a task is a lot better. You definitely save a lot of time from brainstorming, and you simply take your own direction and just hope for the best.
I do believe that there are many instances in the competition where people are carried by the group's work, and I feel that today is an exceptionally difficult but real example of being able to do it yourself.
Renaud could have a good chance to nail this task. He has shown great understandability, especially on the legal aspects of insurance.
In everything that you would do, the main goal is to make sure that TCF is adhered to. Am I correct?
The mandate of the FSCA is to ensure that there are no unfair outcomes to financial customers. So whatever that we do, have got the customer in mind.
The person that I'm most worried about is Mandy, because he's been in a situation where he's actually a broker. So I think he will have an understanding of this a bit more.
The idea is for you as a contestant to think very broadly about the problem and how it can be resolved holistically.
I don't think there's anyone in particular who is going to nail the task.
All four of us will definitely be challenged on this task.
Hi, Rain.
Hi, Simon. Hi, Knox.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
The floor is yours.
Afternoon, FSCA, execs and board. I stand before you with a difficult case, with information that could change our findings at any point in time. My advice is to start and finish the Prudential Authority report that we have submitted, to review those findings, and in line with those, we submit a directive to Insurer A, forcing them to continue paying the annuities to the clients.
Is the FSCA the only body or agency that should be involved here?
The agreements, the binder agreement within the insurer and the provider is definitely a civil matter. So legal proceedings are initially the first thing that you need to do, followed by the FSCA, and once we've confirmed whether fraud or any other illegal activities were involved, then we would involve the authorities.
Which authorities?
SAPS and the like.
The like?
The people that investigate fraud on. So we're looking at perhaps the Hawks. I don't know, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, carry on.
When it comes through to provider B, what we're looking for here is the report on the financials. Our findings and suggestions here are that should they not present these within the next 14 days, we suggest that we suspend the license of service provider B in line with the Long-Term Insurance Act.
What do you think the most important thing is here?
We need to ensure that the clients are not affected by the civil litigation and the fact that Insurer A has stopped paying based on not receiving the premium incomes.
You didn't mention that anywhere in your presentation.
If I may, then,
yes.
The directive that we're issuing with Insurer A to get these clients their money, their annuities on a monthly basis, is my highest focus.
Okay.
In handling the civil case, Because service provider B was terminated unlawfully from insurer A's side, insurer A should still be held liable. Once the financials have been verified and vetted, then we can make a different decision.
So if the insurer A has not received those premiums, then it will be off the hook.
What we'll need to do then is ascertain whether those premiums were receipted by BSP and if they still have those funds. If they don't, then insurer A will continue with its relationship with the clients but hold civil litigation against insurer B or provider B. And if provider B still has those funds, I believe that can be paid over and requested.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan.
I feel like my performance was not the best that I've been able to give. This task was extremely difficult. The judges always make you nervous. You feel like every question they ask is a double-edged sword. Whether you say yes or no, they're going to find fault in either one.
Hi, Mandy.
Hi, Simon.
The floor is yours.
We are here today to identify practical steps and how we can assist FSCA in the settlement of a living annuity to an insured. The first step in this situation would be for the FSCA to establish whether capital and/or premium was paid to BSP and whether insurer A is in receipt of premium and/or capital.
Sorry to come in there, Mandy. Why is it important to establish whether the payment, the premium that was received by BSP will also have hit the bank account of insurer A? Why is that important?
So the more important part, just on that part, is whether BSP is in receipt of that payment.
Yes.
Because as they are acting on behalf of the insurer,
yes,
should they receive premium, the policy becomes or comes into effect.
Does insurer A then still have a responsibility to make payments even if they did not receive this premium?
Yes, that agreement between insurer A and BSP is between those two parties and should not affect the cover that the insured has in place. So in assessing, obviously, the money trail, we would seek the financial statements from all three parties. So that would be from the insured, from BSP, and or the insurer. So it's important that the FSCA obviously issues this directive, as previously mentioned, so we don't have unfair treatment of the insured. We don't create the impression that life insurers are in the business of not honoring what's in claims, and obviously to not prejudice the insured. Should this case be escalated to the FSCA, the annuitant also has an alternative of taking legal action against BSP and the insurer A.
What other actions can the FSCA take to try and remedy the situation?
The FSCA could obviously, I suppose, act as an intermediary between BSP and or the insurer in trying to find a solution.
Even though there's an ongoing court case?
The court case is addressing the responsibilities and the obligations between insurer A and
the
BSP.
Issues between insurer
Yes.
A, which is what you're asking the FSCA to do as well.
The last bullet point, you've got BSP as a heading, and then you say PA or FSCA can institute above for BSP. Could you just elaborate on that?
So BSP is also a financial services provider, and there's also a situation here where the insurer A still has the obligation to the insured that whether BSP did in fact withhold the premium.
Why would the PA be involved in that though?
So remember, Prudential Authority are the one who processes licenses for financial services provider, in line obviously with the FSCA.
Sorry, you're saying the Prudential Authority approves licenses for FSPs, so that would include intermediaries, the whole industry?
So intermediaries are financial services providers.
I'm aware of that. Are you saying the Prudential Authority approves licenses for UMAs and brokers?
I'm not quite sure on that point, Simon.
Anything else from you, Mahombi?
No, nothing else from my side. Thank you.
Thanks, Mandy.
Sure. It was not my best work. I dare say almost terrible.
Hi, Keba.
Good afternoon, judges.
The floor is yours.
Right, just to give a brief overview, I believe you've already seen that we are dealing with multiple variables in this situation. We have missing premiums, you have annuities that are not paying out, you have a pending court action. Now, what I recommend firstly is on the side of both the insurer and the intermediary who had a binder agreement with the insurer, we appoint operational managers, we appoint a financial manager. And the reason for this is to ensure that any business that may have been acquired from cancellation date, which is the 7th of September 2023, is moved. And the reason why I recommend this move is if it does happen that we discover that it is there, the financial manager now has to come in because there are allegations of missing funds. On both sides, they have to check if there are transactions that are running appropriately between the two parties.
So the first part of your solution is to move clients away instead of making any of the parties pay claims.
The priority is to move those that have come in from 7 September 2023 because that was the cancellation date.
Who should be paying these annuity payments right now? Before you've investigated all of this, who should actually be paying that?
Right now, I'm holding both of them accountable. And the reason why I say that is we still don't have clear information of who is liable.
Okay, so Giba, you're basing your stance on both of them being accountable for paying on the contract between the two parties.
Yes.
Can you contract out of law? Because I think there's legislation that answers that question exactly.
The most important thing is to treat these clients fairly. If they both or one of them does not want to cooperate, we will then have to start the legal process of business curatorship.
In your presentation, you make mention of the fact that there will be liability on the part of BSP that may be suffered by insurer A should the PA's views not be in favor of that. Can you just unpack that statement there?
In this instance, if let's say we find that perhaps the insurer is the one who's wrong, whatever related losses, be it that it's the proportion of the payment, the insurer would have to cover that.
Yeah, but why is the PA's view important on that point?
They have an objective view. They are I forgot their name.
They are?
I said their name is just on the tip of my tongue. They can actually assist with proceedings or recommending what to do before we take it to the Financial Services Tribunal or the courts.
What does the Prudential Authority do, Giba?
In my belief, these are the guys that are responsible for handling any disputes that may be there in the event that the FSCA presents them forth.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks. My performance today, mincemeat. That's what I am right now. Like,
Hi, Tamma.
Hi, judges.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Floor is yours.
Hi, members of the FSCA. I am Tamma, and I am here to address you about the issue that is happening with Insurer A and BSP Financial Services. These two parties had an agreement, firstly a binder agreement, and secondly an intermediary agreement. And what seems to have happened is that Insurer A has decided to basically cancel those agreements due to them stating that they have not received premiums from BSP Financial Services. For the Insurer A to not be making payments, there is actually a breach of Section 45A.
Are there any other regulatory provisions that you're concerned that the insurer or BSP has breached here? And can you specify which?
It's Rule 1.4 of the Policy Protection Rule, of the Policy Protection Rule. Sorry, I just forgot which aspect that covers.
And on the consumer protection side of things?
Yes, I have not included that in this presentation.
I can see that.
What is your view on the Consumer Protection Act applying to insurance?
From my perspective, I think that would come in the sense of the consumer not being treated fairly in terms of how...
But don't we have something in our industry that deals with that?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Which is?
I'm sorry, but my mind is just fogging right now. Basically, the FSCA is mandated to regulate how financial institutions operate to ensure that the consumer is ultimately protected. So I have also come up with steps to ensure compliance of the directive that is issued by the FSCA. The FSCA, if the Insurer A refuses to make a payment, can file for an urgent court interdict pending the actual court case or the civil suit between the two parties. And lastly, if there is still continued refusal from Insurer A, we would advise that the FSCA should take administrative action in terms of fines, penalties, or sanctions.
What do you think will be the importance of imposing penalties on Insurer A?
I think the main aim of imposing penalties is to ensure that financial companies are not benefiting from breaking rules, simply breaking rules. They should know that in terms of their financial viability as well, it could be a very big implication that they should consider before breaching sections of the Financial Act.
Thanks, Tamma.
Thanks, Tamma. Good luck.
Thank you. I don't think it was my best performance. When I said my mind was foggy, was because I was not expecting the barrage of questions. My processing speed kind of slowed down and I just bummed out. All I can do is hope for now. Yeah.
Mahompi was obviously there were lots of layers that they had to work through on this task. What was your sort of first impression?
I think we clearly had very good contestants, and yeah, some really provided me with the practical, implementable solution that I was looking for. Some didn't really get it quite right.
I don't think I did enough to go through to the final three. All I can do is hope for now.
The one over there struggled with questions, which cast some doubt for me on, the depth.
Yes. And I didn't like the way some of them didn't put the customer at the center of this problem.
Yeah.
Because really that is the primary function of the FSCA, to protect the consumer.
In this instance, you had to back yourself. There wasn't anyone to back you up, anyone to do the research on everything. So it was tough, it wasn't easy.
But what was a bit surprising for me was that one of the contestants who had very good questions was the one during the presentation that didn't really get it quite right. That was very surprising.
It takes one mistake to get eliminated, and any day can be your day. But it takes a lot of consistency to remain in the competition.
Do we have agreement on who should be going?
Yeah, I think it is clear, Simon. The gentleman on the far left, that's the one that I think should unfortunately be going home.
Yeah, I agree.
I am a very giving person, but when it comes to this competition, I definitely don't want to see anyone else win. I'd like to win.
Yeah, I think he made this decision very easy for us.
Okay, well, we have consensus. That's who's leaving us. Let's get them back in here. Thank you once again to Old Mutual Insure for the amazing studio that we've had this privilege in over the last few weeks. And of course to Standard Bank Insurance for accommodating our cast. Of course, I also must give a special thank you to Mahompi Rapasha and the FSCA. The FSCA has been our sponsor of this show since the very beginning, 10 years ago, and has never failed to set a task that really challenges the contestants. Today is obviously no different. Now, we've had over 1,500 contestants over the last 10 years enter this competition. And you four are now part of a very elite group, the top 40, basically, which really puts you in the top 3% of all the people that have ever entered this competition. And I think you can really be proud of yourselves for that. So well done for making it this far in the competition. I'm going to hand straight over to Knox. I look forward to hearing your feedback now.
I don't know if they should look forward to it, Simon, because, guys, what was that? I actually almost started looking around for a hidden camera because I was sure I was being pranked. I couldn't believe how you were falling flat on your face. The mechanisms and provisions and regulatory bodies that govern our industry are very clear on what measures exist to protect consumers. Mahombe availed himself for questions. You had time to research, and that's what you came up with? Today's disappointments aside, we have reached the end of the road. It has been the greatest pleasure for me to have walked this journey with you. And I say this as a former contestant and as a judge before you. Mandy, Tamma, Rain, Geba, you guys should really pat yourselves on the back because the best four have certainly made it to the top four. So well done.
I think today's task was spot on. It's really something that we know we've had to deal with quite recently, and I'm sure will happen again. And on that note, I think your valuable feedback is eagerly awaited.
Thank you. I just want to start by congratulating the four of you for making it this far. I think you have done really, really well. I hope that the task has also given you an opportunity to really have a better sense of the issues that the FSCA is grappling with on a daily basis. I think for me, what was disappointing on my side was to realize that you seem not to really understand the roles of the various authorities that are there in the industry. Rain, I think you were the best today in terms of this FSCA task. I think your introduction was quite powerful and to the point where you mentioned that we should be aware of the impact of what is happening in terms of these outstanding payments, the impact to financial customers, which is what I was looking for. So I think well done on that. And then I think I'm going to stop my feedback there and hand back to Simon. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mahompi. Rain, you're safe. And you're through to the top 3, so congratulations to you. Tamma. I guess what was disappointing in your presentation today for me was you seem to have a lack of clear understanding as to the TCF elements. And of course that was a key part of what we were looking for today. But you are safe. Keba and Mandy. Can I ask you to step forward, please? You are the lowest scores today. And we only have one spot left to go into the finale. One of you leaves us today. Keba, this is the end of the road for you. You're dismissed. Mandy, you are also safe today. And going through to the finale, you're in the top 3. Congratulations, you can step back. Yeah, well done, Rain, Tamma, and Mandy. I think you can congratulate each other. Last men standing. Jump up and down. You are our top 3, so a hearty congratulations from all of us. We've certainly seen some growth in all 3 of you over this season. And I really look forward to seeing you at the finale next week, where we will be announcing the winner of the Insurance Apprentice Season 10. See you next week.
I've just been eliminated. Listen, we came into this as a competition, and you shouldn't approach it with a sense of entitlement. But what Simon mentioned, that I'm part of the top 3%, it means a lot.
I'm just in awe, like.
No. I'm really shocked. I really thought I was gone. You know, I was standing there preparing myself. I was like, no, it's done, man. I was like, top 4, it's fine.
I lost to the best. The guys are good. I'm not going to lie. Maybe I would have failed otherwise had I lost to mediocre. To be quite honest, I feel I do deserve to go home today, but I have to say it would have been nice to actually move on to the top 3.
I won't lie, the task was challenging. I was not 100% confident with my presentation. And I do think that, we should have performed better, but...
I'm really going to miss Tyrion Lannister and staring at him and have him deliver judgment. Mother of Dragons, this is me signing out.
I thought I was gone. The way he started talking, man.
I was stressing for you.
I thought I was gone. I thought you were gone too.
If I had words to describe being in the top 3, it would just be yes! It feels so good.
I made it to the top 3. Never in my wildest imaginations did I actually think I'd get to this point.
Yo! You guys have no idea how I feel. But yeah, we made it.
Top 3.
Yeah, top 3. Look,
Stop it.
look.
All right, so that is our top 3. It's been a long road, but yeah, I must say I'm happy for any of these guys to walk away with the Insurance Apprentice title.
Yeah, our job is done.
Top 3 has always sat in the back of my mind. You kind of want and hope for it, but you don't really believe that you are ever good enough for it.
I am so relieved, right? There was also a second today where I thought I was going home. You know, to get this far in the competition is just like an incredible thing.
1, 2, 3.
Top 3!